Good evening, A's fans, and welcome to Last Call. A's postgame live tonight was about as complete a win as you will see from this club all season. The offense wasted absolutely no time hanging a crooked number in the first inning behind a mammoth 3-run shot from Shea Langeliers. Next man up, Tyler Soderstrom, and 7 hits that put the Angels in a hole they never escaped. But the real story of the night was Gage Jump. The young left-hander looked every bit like a pitcher, intent on claiming a possible ace spot in this A's rotation, carving through the Angels lineup with confidence, command, and swing and miss stuff over 7 scoreless inning, 1-hit ball. The bullpen finished it up. The bat struck early, and the A's walked away with a convincing 5-0 shutout to open this 4-game set. We'll break down Jump's dominant outing, discuss whether he's becoming one of the biggest bright spots of the season, hand out our game balls, and take your thoughts as Last Call starts right now. How you guys doing, man? RD Moss, we have a number 1 starter. It sure looks that way, man. It sure looks that way. The offense shut down in the second. Is that coaching or is that youth? That's a good question. The A's have done this a lot, right? They've come out right off the bat strong, and they had 7 hits in the first inning. They have 1 hit the rest of the way. It's a hell of a question, RD. This isn't the first time this has happened. The A's have done this on several occasions where they hit early, they hit often, and then all of a sudden the rest of the game, nothing's there. Perfect example of that was in Game 2 in the Pirates series. They scored 4 in the first, got off to the lead, 1-1 the rest of the way. That's a hell of a question. That's a hell of a question. I don't have the answers to that at all, because that was it. That was it for the A's, was that first inning. 1 of 5 with runners in scoring position. It wasn't like, there was any other opportunities to really drive in runs. Shea's 19th of the year. Soderstrom has 13. Gelof extended his streak to 21 games. Now that's a streak. I mean, yes. Gelof base hit. Kurtz fly ball towards left field. Kind of carried. They had a Lawrence Butler out there in left field and totally botched the play. And second and third, Langeliers 3-run bomb, Soderstrom bomb, and then the A's played a little small ball. Jacob Wilson with a little bit of a blue pit towards right. Then after that, what happened after that? Cortez flew out deep. McNeil single to right. Gelof walk. Kurtz slide out. Bolte sacrifice. Cortez with the sacrifice that advanced Wilson to third. So before you knew it, 5-0. But that was it. That was literally it. Hits by Gelof, Kurtz, Langeliers, Soderstrom, Wilson, Heim, and McNeil. 7 hits. And they had 1 hit the rest of the way. I didn't realize that until you kind of just pointed that out, RD. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Yeah. Wait a second here. Hang on. Did they have all? Yeah, 7 hits in that first inning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 hits. Wow. No hit the rest of the way. 1 hit the rest of the way. The next 8 innings, 1 total hit. Pretty nuts. Yeah, and they've done that often. Gage Jump was the story, those 7 innings, 1 hit, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, 107 pitches. The guy's looking more and more and more like an ace every single day. RD, we can't play catch me if you can with our bullpen. No, but we got the job done tonight. Hey, listen, this team is flawed. I'm not going to deny that, but we went against a team that was even a little bit more flawed than the A's. What's up, Bobby? Hey, Boney, good game tonight. Yeah, it was. It's 2 a.m. where I'm at. Knew I could count on you. Did you see the airhead that jumped on top of the dugout roof and did the dolphin? It was the 9th inning, too. I missed it. I caught the game after it was actually over, so I didn't see it till later on. I didn't tell you, damn you, Butler, all evening. I like him on the bench. Butler had a rough one yesterday. Cortez was in the lineup today. Cortez has been struggling, man. 0 for 4 today. If you really want to take a look at what Cortez has done as of late, it's been an ugly June for Cortez, to say the least. 5 hits and 36 at-bats for Cortez in all of June. 5 for 36. That's 139. It's a slug of 222 and an OPS of 427. And he hasn't really struck out. He struck out 6 times only. He's only walked twice. That's rough. 5 for 36. So it's like, who's going to get hot in right field? Who's going to be that left-hander in right field that takes that job? Because both Butler and Cortez have been up and down. So we can't sit here and say that, hey, Cortez should be getting run every single day. He's 5 for his last 36. 139. 205 on base percentage. I mean, if you want to even take it further, you could take it further into May 25th, 3, 5, 8, 9, 14. 1, 2, 6, 7 for his last 50. 5 for his last 36, 7 for his last 50. Which one do you want? About the same batting average. So Cortez has been struggling. It's frustrating. He's shown it at times as well. Butler, you thought he was going to kind of turn the corner, right? And comes back with an 0 for 4 last night. Plays awful defense, strikes out 4 times. The problem is who's a worse defender, Cortez or Butler? They're both pretty darn bad in right field. Bobby, I want to make an offer to the Giants for Webb. I would too, man. But you got to remember, come trade deadline, everyone's going to be making that offer. And as far as what the A's have to offer is a lot less. Cortez, Thomas, Rooker, Butler, Colby aren't those assets they were, say, a month ago, 2 months ago. Well, Butler never was. We just don't have much to offer. I just don't think we have enough to get it done, Bob. Even if we could, I don't think we have enough. You don't want to really get rid of you. It would take your prime young talent. It would take like a Henry Bolte and a Brett Rooker, and it would take a lot. I don't think we have enough. There's a bus of fans going to Las Vegas Angels on the 27th. Too bad that's not the game. Trout is not injured for the season. I'm sure it'll be good atmosphere out in Anaheim. That's for sure. That'll be a good one. When you look back even at the Pittsburgh series, as far as who did what, Shea, it was good to see Shea kind of break out. Kurtz keeps doing what he was doing, 5 for 12 in the Pittsburgh series. Butler, 3 for 12. Soderstrom, 2 for 11. He's starting to heat up a little bit. But it's been about one thing all year long. It's been about pitching. Do the A's have enough pitching in the bullpen? Do they have enough pitching in the starting rotation? Because I think we'd all agree we have two starters that we really have a lot of confidence in right now. JT Ginn and Gage Jump. Jeffrey Springs, no. Jack Perkins, you want to see be that guy. I'm rooting for him hard. And then the fifth spot right now is so you got Jump, Ginn, Perkins, Springs, and who am I missing? I don't know why I'm missing a pitcher all of a sudden. Here, I have to actually. Savale, Jesus. So right now you have two pitchers that are dependable. And until Severino comes back, which is probably not until after the All-Star break, I don't know where you really turn to. And down in the minor leagues, I mean, as far as pitching, we have nothing. In Vegas today, they scored 23 runs. The Aviators beat who they beat up on. And it's just, that ballpark's something else, man. 23 runs they scored. 26 runs. 26 to 13. Cade Morris got the win. They played in Vegas tonight, not in Reno. RD. What's up, Hobbs? How are you, man? Colomb, Taylor and Montero would do it. No way, Bob. Not even close. Not even close. Not even close. Nope. Not even close. Not even close. No chance. I hope you're right, Bob, but I don't think we're even going to be in the running to get Logan Webb. I don't even think there's even a discussion. I don't even think David Force is even picking up the phone to the Giants. We don't have anything we can offer. No chance Colomb, Taylor, or Montero does it. No. That might do it for like Matt Chapman. But then we have to carry that contract. That ain't going to happen. Cade Morris got the win today. 5 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks. Hey, Basso, 1 inning, 4 hits, 4 runs. The thing about our lower levels right now is we don't have any pitching whatsoever. That's what's kind of scary. 26-13. It didn't get much better in Midland. They gave up 9 runs. Lansing, Steven Echeverria, one of the top prospects, got rocked. They got beat 16-0. Stockton beat Visalia 8-7. But the A's right now, as far as the lower levels in pitching, 0. And I think it's fair to say that Jamie Arnold will be spending the whole year in Midland this year and probably the whole year next year in AAA Vegas. And I'm fine with that. I have no issue with that. Take his time and have him ready by 2028. Wan Lin's been hurt, but he didn't look too good when he was pitching in Vegas. I think he's going to be great as well. But I don't think he's going to be ready until 2028. Echeverria was supposed to be one of the other guys that we're counting on for 2028, 2029. He hasn't been that guy. I mean, literally, when you're looking at A's baseball like this year and next year, this pitching issue is going to be a constant conversation. What up, Hobbs? Cade Morris won, yeah, but he got rocked today. But that's tough in Vegas, though, man. I'd like to see Cade Morris come up. I'd like to see Cade Morris come up for sure. I'm not going to get another rant, how I feel about what the hell this organization's doing with regard to pitching. Medina got sent down. I do know that. Rough. The key is not to trade any. We don't have any pitching prospects, Bob. Zero. We got Wei Lin and Jamie Arnold. That's it. We don't have any other pitching prospects. We literally, Zane Taylor's good in high A Lansing. I like him a lot. And Ryan Majik is pretty good too. He just got called up to Double A. Is not trading pitching process to trade blocked players like a shortstop. I'm with you. I just don't think it's enough to get somebody like a Logan Webb. Look at one of the best right-handers in baseball. I would say he's a top 10 to top 15 pitcher, but he's a legitimate ace. The A's have zero pitching prospects right now. They better load up in that draft next year. I think they will. Soriano, that was a big story today. Did not pitch. He was expected to start today, and supposedly he got held back just because of rest. They were going to rest him an extra day. So the A's have him tomorrow. He's no joke. Tomorrow is going to be Soriano against Jeffrey Springs. I mean, can we get an outing out of Springs? Can we get an outing out of Springs? For one guy that's regressed, it's been Springs. If you remember, he started the year out just on fire. And I'll give you an idea what he did at the beginning of the year. Look at what he did at the beginning of the year and what he's done as of late. He started the year 5 1/3 innings in Toronto, 5 hits, 2 runs. Against Houston, 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. Against the Yankees in New York, 7 innings, 1 hit, no runs. Against the Rangers, 6 1/3, 3 hits, 1 run. And then it just kind of went south. Against the White Sox, 5 innings, 9 hits, 7 runs. Rangers, 6 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs. Kansas City, 3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. In Philly, 5 1/3, 8 hits, 2 runs. St. Louis, 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs. And then probably he put together 2 good starts against the Giants and the Padres. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. And Padres, 6 1/3, 3 hits, 4 runs. And then this month alone, actually his last 4 starts, he's gone 17 2/3 innings, 28 hits, 22 runs. ERA well over 11. What the hell's happened to Jeffrey Springs? Man. Bobby, the A's can't afford Webb anyway. Yeah, that too. The Dodgers, Yankees will probably get Webb. Do you see anyone else at the bottom half of MLB teams you would want to trade for in terms of pitching? What do you see? Yeah. Let me give you an answer to that. Let me look it up here. I'm going to look up the teams. Let's see what we got here. Oh man. I would, you know who I would like, Bobby? I would like Sonny Gray. I think what's realistic is like a Michael Wacha. Veteran, eats up innings, good, not gonna cost the bank. I think that's who the A's could possibly get. And I still like Chris Bubick. I like Bubick a lot. And I know he hasn't been great, but if he was great, everyone would be going after him. So what I see as far as the most realistic guys the A's can get is Michael Wacha and Chris Bubick. I mean, Freddie Peralta's there, Alcantara, Sonny Gray. When you're talking about a league, that's all they're doing is going after starting pitching. And the rest of the league has more money and more assets they can give up. In order to get one of those top end guys, let's say like even if you want to go with like, let's say a Freddie Peralta. Let's say they say, hey, we want to spend money. A Joe Ryan. And they don't do what they did with the John Lester trade. You're looking at giving up like Denzel, Mason Barnett, maybe in a way, and Lynn. When you're talking about like a Joe Ryan, when you're talking about a Freddie Peralta. Yeah. Honestly, I'll be honest with you, but I don't see the A's making many moves this off at the trade deadline. I think they're so focused in on Vegas 2028. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to move a guy and get prospects. I think all they're focused on is 2028. Which is great. I think Vegas is going to be great in 2028. But I also don't want to just give up the next couple years. The A's are an 81 and 81 team, an 80 and 82 team as they stand right now. I wonder what they would want for Soriano. I'm like a guy with 5,000 at the fleet, burning a hole. I would be AJ Protege who wants some trades. Yeah, I'm with you. I knew you. I love Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray pitched today. I watched him pitch today for the Red Sox against the Blue Jays. He looked great today, man. The guy doesn't seem like he's really lost much. So when I look at the list and thinking, hey, who the A's can get, Joe Ryan, Sandy Alcantara, Freddie Peralta, Michael Wacha, Sonny Gray. And realistically, I think the guy the A's will get, just a typical A's type of pitcher that they have been rumored with in the past, is Chris Bubick. And yes, it's a good thing as far as the A's are considered that he did get rocked in his last start. Let me see what he's done as of late. Let's see what he's done. He's had to have another start since that last one. So I do want to see that. All right, let's see what old Chris has done. 13th. I don't know where you at, Chris. I just want to see. I know he's had another rehab assignment since his last one. I'm having a hell of a time finding it, but I'm going to find it. Bam, 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 bam. Chris Bubic. Oh, there we go. So, I mean, are you kidding me? Is this freaking hard to find what he's done as of late? All right, let's see what Chris Bubic has done. God, I've never had more hard time finding stats for a guy. It's the craziest stuff. It has been one start. Wow. He got rocked. He got rocked in his only outing there, and that was the start. So he hasn't looked the best, man. So Chris Bubic, let me find out if there's any information on Bubic. Let's find out. I don't know why I'm so freaking infatuated with Chris Bubic, because I honestly think that's the most realistic guy the A's get. Bobby, they have to get at least a few moves because they have players crowded at certain positions, and by now they have evaluated. I agree with you. Who are they going to get? But the whole thing is, Bombs, like, you really take a look at this roster, and it's like the assets you would think we have to trade. It's rough. Rooker, not doing anything. Big contract, back end loaded. Butler, same thing. Cortez, 7 for his last 50. Colby, nothing. I think they're good players. I think they're good Major League Baseball players. But I don't think we're going to get anybody that's going to move the needle. So, yeah, Bubik's still hurt, man. He just had that one start. Brutal. Guys, I don't know. I was joking around with Rob and all on Green the other day, and we're like, I bet you the A's, how their season ends, the American League's so bad that, hey, they'll tie for a wild card spot. They'll tie for the AL West spot, AL West chips, and they'll lose both tiebreakers. RD, it's interesting. They scored 5 runs in the first today. They've done that quite often where they've gotten off to big starts and bats have kind of been completely silent. I don't know, man. A little worried about the season. The exciting part is this Jump and Ginn, who no one expected, is the positive parts. Bolte's been great. Soderstrom is starting to get going. Langeliers has been great, but Langeliers not going to re-sign an extension. He'll be gone in 2 years. Kurtz has been Kurtz. Wilson, it's been okay. McNeil, bad. Gelof. I mean, if you're going to talk about one guy that's the biggest surprise of the year, the top three guys as far as big surprises are Jump, Ginn, and Gelof. As far as surprises. Where do you guys rank them? Ginn, Gelof, and Jump. I would say Gelof's the number one surprise. 2 would be Jump. We expected Jump to come up. I mean, there's no secret on Jump. But I don't think anybody expected him to be this good. I mean, he's had some dominant performances. I mean, you look at his 3 outings and his body of work for the year, and Gage Jump's absolutely crushing it. Hey, let's look at his numbers. Guy's killing it. Yeah, no, 50 runs in it yet, but he hasn't pitched in a while. His last, he got put on the IL, Bob, and then his one rehab assignment in AAA, I believe it was, he got rocked. And that was like about a week and a half ago. And we haven't seen him since. But yeah, I like him. But injury prone. Gage Jump has pitched 30 to third innings, 21 hits, 8 runs, 9 walks, 26 Ks. His ERA is 2.37. He had one start in May, his first start of his career against Seattle. Since then, his 3 next starts, all in June, 1.96 ERA. But what Gelof's been doing is off the charts. And JT Ginn, I mean, we saw JT Ginn have some great outings last year. Probably one of his best outings last year was his very first start of the year against the Mets in Sacramento. He pitched like 5 1/3, 4-hit ball, 1 run allowed, I think. But anyway, my A's kind of want the A's to get aggression and want to go and set up a package for Joe Ryan. I'm with you, man. Joe Ryan's on my list too. He's on my list as well. I just don't see them doing anything this offseason. I don't see them being aggressive. You got a potential lockout going on next year. Who knows what's going to happen with that? This just isn't the A style. They're not going to give up prospects. The veterans we have that you would want to trade are terrible and their contracts are back end heavy. A Brett Rooker, Lawrence Butler, you would have to like I don't even know who would want them. I mean, in order to get Joe Ryan, you're looking at like a Wei-En Lin. You're looking at one of the A's top prospects in order to get Joe Ryan. And right now, the A's don't have any pitching prospects. They don't have many hitting prospects. Sure, the top end is good. But you're talking about an all-star. When you're talking about Joe Ryan, you're talking about a front-end rotation guy, a 1, a 2. I want these guys more than anybody. I just don't think the A's have enough to get these guys. Our minor league system and our farm system right now, guys, is really bad. Really bad. It's really bad. There's some players down there that are maybe 2-3 years away. There's nobody really knocking on the door. DeVries, obviously, right? But when you look at that Leo DeVries trade, for example, Braden Nett was the next highest prospect. Been hurt. His last start, he got absolutely crushed. Henry Baez has been getting hit, has been hurt. Eduardo Nunez, we DFA'd. Even the Miguel Andujar trade. We got Kenya Huggins. He started tonight. He got hit. I just don't know who we give up. Yeah. Booney, be honest, is this lineup a playoff ALCS type offense if they are going to give them the pitching? You got to have it. You need Rooker to be Rooker. You need Butler or Cortez to be that guy in right field. I like Bolte. I like Soderstrom. I like Gelof. Wilson needs to pick it up as well. I like Muncy and McNeil maybe at second. Shea. But in order to be what you're talking about right there, my A's, Rooker needs to be Rooker. And Butler or Cortez need to be that guy. Neither of them have been it. I mean, Cortez has been really bad. 7 for his last 50. Butler, sure. We saw a little bit of a flash of what we saw in Vegas and in the pit for game 1. But since then, I mean, only one game, but he's regressed. Defensively, they're both bad in right field. Our 3 options for right field is Rooker, can't play any defense. Cortez, none. Butler, you would thought he could. He was terrible. It's the type of offense when everyone's cooking. If they get hot, they can make a run. So potentially, yes. But you look at a game today, though, my A's, and this has happened on several occasions, where that offense looks unbelievable. The Angels didn't pitch anyone great today. It wasn't Soriano. They have 7 hits in the first inning, and then the next 8 innings of the game, 1 hit. And they've done that a lot of times this year, where they've just gone a number of innings without doing anything. Speed's a question as well. The only guy really, Gelof picked it up as far as he could steal some bases, and Bolte, that's it. Is Colby going to do anything? Where is that left-handed pitching That right-handed monster against left-handed pitching. He hasn't been the guy. So yes, if they get hot, they got that potential where they're as good as anybody. But it's going to take a few things in order to work, man. Can we get that second half rooker that we've seen in the last couple of years? Gelof is breaking out. Unfortunately, they did not keep Blade or Schumann longer because they are breaking out now for other teams. You know what's crazy about Schumann? Like, everyone really didn't pay attention to Schumann. But in 2024, the A's played like they in June and July. Excuse me, July was it June and July of or July and August. It was July and August of 2024. They had like the sixth best record in all of baseball. They were unbelievable over that stretch. Now, the offense over that stretch was carried by Rooker and Butler, just automatically in fuego. Blade was good too over those 2 months. But you know who the third best offensive player was? Who was unbelievable over that 2-month stretch? Was Max Schumann. And Max Schumann didn't get much of an opportunity in 2025. It wouldn't have cost a lot to keep Blade. $2.5 million was what his arbitration was going for. Yeah, I don't know. I question a lot of these decisions, man. A lot of these decisions, when you look at the Susak decision, when you look at the Blade decision, were bad decisions at the time. None of it made sense. And it turns out that was right. I don't know. Ryan might cost us the pieces Twins need are 3 of Muncy, Cortez, and Colomb. I don't think that's going to get it done for Ryan. Let's look at Ryan's numbers. All right, let's check out Joe Ryan. Let's see what he's actually doing this year. I know he's doing good. That's all I do know. And Joe Ryan, here's the problem with Joe Ryan also. Joe Ryan he's not young. 30 years old. I didn't know he went to Stanislaus State. Born in San Francisco, too. I didn't know that. Yeah, Joe Ryan's good, man. I mean, Jesus. 5-3, 2.99 ERA, 87 innings, 99 strikeouts. He's still that guy. We're not getting Ryan, dude. Bob, we're not getting him. Might cost us, but of the piece, like Muncy, Cortez, and Colomb won't do it. So, right here, this is what Bob's saying. Ryan might cost us the pieces. Twins are Muncy, Cortez. Listen, I would do that in 2 seconds. If the Twins would do that and giving up, in order to get someone like Joe Ryan, you're giving up Muncy, Cortez, and Colomb, I would do that in 2 seconds. Then why not? Our minor league system is just bad for pitching. I think it's impossible of pack for position players. My A's, you know, playoffs is about pitching. The A's can get 2-3 off top. I agree with you. They need somebody like a Joe Ryan. They just don't have enough assets to give up a Joe Ryan. It would take, if you wanted to, like, let's say, unload Butler's contract, unload Rooker's contract. Okay, you could probably go Bolte, Rooker. I honestly think it would take something like a Bolte, Wei, and Lin to get somebody like Joe Ryan. I just, yeah. Joe Ryan Chapman and Chapman edition. Ideally, Joe Ryan Chapman edition. Willing Colby, Alvarado, Gelof, and Prospect. Okay, so the only guy right there that you're talking about that has anything to him is Gelof. Like my age, seriously, what is Colby right now? When you think about Colby, what is he? To me, right now, yeah, is he a big league hitter against lefties? Sure. But he's also a guy borderline that's going to bounce back from AAA in the big leagues. Alvarado, sure. We saw a real nice stretch from Alvarado over a 3-game stretch, right? And then, he got hit, gave up the home run against the Pirates. But also another guy that is teetering between AAA and MLB. Gelof, you got something there. Gelof's legit. I'm not disagreeing. Guys, listen. I just don't think if teams like the Twins or whoever it may be, the Giants, if they're willing to take Colby, Alvarado, Gelof, and a prospect, I would do it in 2 seconds. I just think in order to get somebody like a Logan Webb, somebody like a Joe Ryan, you're looking at giving up a load. And that load includes Lynn, Arnold, Colomb, maybe a Bryson Guedez. Yeah. I wonder if Forrest Jobs in danger because of the Butler deal. If Butler officially becomes a bust, maybe heads roll. I don't think so. At the end of the day, the A's want to save some money, right? I think he's done it should be interesting on how the team changes up and what Fisher wants to do in Vegas. Because no matter what it is, and we hear about Vegas as A's fans, and I think we can all relate, our minds are programmed in a certain way. Our minds are programmed in a certain way. The only time in the history of this franchise where they have gone out and got somebody was in '89. Mike Moore, Bob Welsh, Storm Davis. Those guys. Ricky. And yeah, they've made a couple flashes in the meantime by Lester, but we had to give up a load for Lester. We had to give up a load for Holiday. And those maybe turned out, looking back at some of the worst trades the A's have made. Now, at the time, I didn't mind the Lester trade. Looking back on it, I hate it. I hated the Holiday move the whole way. That's all it's been. And then for the whole franchise since their existence has been the typical moves, right? The aging free agents that are on their last legs or that we trade for. Nomar Garciaparra, Mike Piazza, this year a Jeff McNeil. Frank Thomas, obviously, is maybe the only one that really worked out in 06. But that's what it's been. So I'm with you guys. I want all these guys. I just don't. And maybe my mind is just programmed a certain way right now. You've been a fan for so long and you're used to one way. And listen, and they didn't do anything in this last off season to change my mind. Yeah, they extended Soderstrom. They extended Wilson. The year before was Butler and Rooker. Okay? But when you look at those contracts, back end heavy. How's Butler and Rooker doing? Oh, you guys are stressing me out now. See? Thanks. Thanks, Bob. I know there's a gut of infielders, but I take a chance on Rengifo from the I like him. I was hoping they would sign him in the offseason. But that's kind of my point. What moves did the A's make this offseason? I wanted what's his name? The lefty closer for the Pirates. I was screaming for all offseason. Screaming for. Who am I thinking of? I'll tell you right now who I'm thinking of. They just haven't done anything, man. You know, they made the trade for McNeil. Soto. Gregory Soto. That's who I wanted. All offseason. Sean Newcomb is killing it for the White Sox. How do we let him go? Sean Newcomb's numbers is off the charts. How does that happen, guys? How, man? How? Sean Newcomb. Here's his numbers so far this year, guys. "28 games, 42 and a third, 33 hits, 14 runs, 13 earned, 11 walks, 40 Ks, 2.76 ERA. He's getting paid like $4 million this year on a one-year deal. All the A's had to do to get Sean Newcomb was offer him a two-year deal with year 2 being a player option and allow him to try to be a starting pitcher. How do they let him go? Mark Leiter Jr. $3 million. That's the only move they did to improve the bullpen. Scott Barlow? What moves did the A's really make this offseason? That's why I just think right now, and I say this in a frustrating way, I think they're doing everything for 2028. They haven't done anything, guys. As far as the moves they've made, it's the same old A's. Ryan, 2.95 ERA, 5-3. Listen, I'm with you, Bob. I love Ryan. From the names I mentioned, we don't lose pitching prospects, but we need to aggressively add certain pitchers who can pitch in these conditions. My A's, I'm with you, dude. I'm with you. Aaron Savale we got. The offseason should have told us a lot. With that being said, guys, we're 1.5 games out of first. We're 1 game under 500. We're right there. But to get that legitimate ace we're talking about, that I want, that you want, a Freddie Peralta, a Joe Ryan, a Logan Webb, we'd have to really give up some of our top-end heavy prospects. We'd have to trade 2 out of 3, Cortez, Rooker, and Muncy, because we don't need 3 with trade 2, remember. But you got to remember, though, Bob, right now, Rooker's pretty close to being a salary dump. What is Rooker's numbers? I think he's going to get going. I think he's going to get hot. My point being, a guy who is a aging DH without a position, who is hitting is he even on the roster? No, he's on the IL. Brett Rooker. Let's look at his numbers this year. Is he even over 200? $180 at bats, 20 runs, 36 hits, 10 bombs. Surprised he has that many. 29 ribbies, hitting 200 on the dot. You want to know his contract? God, you guys are going to make me do this, huh? You guys are going to make me do this. Here's Rooker's contract. First of all, right now he's 31 years old. He's going to be 32 next year. He's making $8 million this year. $14 million next year. $15 million in 28. $19 million in 29. He has a vesting option in 2030, and the vesting options, the numbers he has to hit are very easy. 22 million. He's gonna hit those options. 22 million. So Rooker is due from 27 to 30, 4 years. 4 years, 70 million for Rooker. 4 years, 70 million for Rooker. That's 27 through 30. He's a free agent in 31. 4 years, 70 million. For an aging free agent, for an aging DH guy who doesn't have a position, who's hitting 200. He'll be 32 years old next year. Come on, I'm not making this stuff up, man. Lawrence Butler, you want to know what he is? I'll tell you. I'll tell you what the old law dog is. I'll tell you what number 4 is doing, man. Lawrence Butler. He's making 3.5 this year, 3.6. Next year, 5.5. 28, 8.5. 29, 10.5. 30, 14.5. 31, 16.5. You got a club option in 32. So again, Butler from 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 16, let's see, 16, 30, 40, 48, 53, 55, 55.5 million for Butler over the next 5 years. 4 years. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 5 years. 55.5 million. For a guy who can't play defense, who's not athletic as he used to be, and who's barely over the Mendoza, who can't even hit right now 200. It's problems, guys. Alderson was good at trading. Those trades you mentioned were real good. Only one I did not like was Jose Rijo for Dave Parker. Who'd you want, Rijo or Parker? What did you like about that one? Rijo was good. Rijo never ended up being that guy, though. He had his moment, sure. Of course, the 90 World Series, but we need Jackson Florida to slot down to the A's. That'd be nice. Then you will feel better, Boone. You'll feel better. Rumor has it there is a deal in place for Devers to the Yanks. Really? Interesting. Anyway, guys, hey, listen, it should be interesting. I hope we get all the guys that I hope we get that legitimate ace. It's been a long time. I'm not going to say a long time, but one thing about the A's thing is like you could always see prospects coming up or when was the last time the A's developed a pitcher? Because right now, when you look at the A's future as far as pitching, I mean, as I'm talking about this year and next year, you got Jump and Ginn. That's it, man. That is it. I don't care what anybody says. Wei-Yin Lin is not close to being ready. Wei-Yin Lin definitely won't be up this year. He'll start the year in AAA next year. And that's the same with Jamie Arnold. I hope I'm wrong. But it's not like these guys are Wei-Yin Lin, yes, and AA was awesome. Jamie Arnold has had his signs of great outings, and he's also gone south too. So anyway, we'll see what happens, fellas. Hey, appreciate you guys hanging out this late with me, man. You guys are studs. Later, guys.